Welcome everyone. So today's edition of Market Insights, let's see exactly what's going on in the market. So lots of people are thinking, where is Bitcoin going? Is it going up? Is it going down? Are we going to break bearish or are we going to continue all the way down to the bear market lows? So we're going to dive into it and see exactly what's happening and see what our potential trades are, as well as look at how our previous trades have done. Okay, so Bitcoin is trading at an impressive 40,424 at the moment. This is still relatively high, compared to where we were a few months ago. So it's still positive, and it seems as though, we're maintaining this $40,000, dollars mark. All right. So with no further ado, let's look into the price action to see exactly, what's happened. Over the weekend, we've had some ranging markets and we've had this recent downtrend. But before we do so, let's look at some of my trades and just have a look at how they performed. So if you remember, last stream we were exactly around here. We were looking at, Bitcoin had marked down into this range, and we noticed that we had supply, 45-minute supply, 10-minute supply, 24-minute supply up above, and we were looking to see, well, what is Bitcoin going to do next? And what I said was, we're watching this level here for a potential short, as well as we're watching the low of the range for a potential long. And we were also keeping an eye on this zone, this supply zone over here, and the supply zone above. And that's exactly what we were looking out for. Well, let's see what actually transpired. So if we go onto the chart, we were, let's say, around here when that happened. Okay, and let's see what happened and what transpired. Well, Bitcoin seems to be trading in this large range, and then it traded in this smaller range. And in this smaller range, we can see that we've got quite stagnant price action as price develops. Price approaches that supply zone, but doesn't quite touch it. It kind of makes an inducement, and it continues. It marks down, it plays around, it's quite stagnant. Now, I'm sure some of you would have been scalping this range. Now, feel free to do so, but it's quite a narrow range actually. And then what did price continue to do next? So price, tended towards this supply zone. And as we can see, as it approached this supply zone, we were printing a bearish divergence. You can see that, our momentum waves are going down. Our money flow is curling down. We've got a negative money flow gradient, and we've got our price going up. Okay, so this is an indication that we are nearing a potential turning point, and that's exactly where I entered my short. I entered my short at around 40, if I can remember, about 40,820, maybe 825, but around this region. And I entered that because of what I saw on the charts, and we can see that was quite a successful one. It didn't quite hit the supply zone. It didn't quite hit the supply, but Bitcoin occasionally does that. It starts to print that bearish signal as it approaches that supply. So that's something to be wary of. Of course, if you were looking for market structure, you will wait until you saw market structure change. And where did that happen? Well, we've got a high, low, and we took out that high. Over here, we put a low, and well, we didn't quite get a structure change right until here on the 12-minute. But if we look on the 5-minute, we may have a structure change beforehand. So on the 5-minute, we go up, down, up, up. So this would be our point for change. And yes, that would be perhaps where we enter that trade. So again, the risk to reward on that one isn't as juicy as the previous one using market cipher, but still a successful trade nonetheless. So if you were to enter at that break over there, let's get rid of that for now. You would have to put your stop loss up there, and you would need to drive that all the way down. And let's see how that went. Okay, so that's the example of the trade you could have entered there using that short signal, and that signal was given well in advance over here. So we could see that's exactly what we were looking for. Now, what else were we looking for? We were looking for Bitcoin to take out that range low, or in the case that we have that retracement leg, that bullish retracement leg, a reaction at these two zones. All right, now let's see what Bitcoin did. Stayed around that region for a while, and shortly after, it actually marked down for You know, quite a juicy trade. All right, so as we can see, that would have played out quite nicely. And were we to hold on to that trade, okay, that would have played out really nicely. All right, but we were looking for these lows. We were looking at this low to see what Bitcoin was going to do next. Was it going to SFP or pump fake that low for higher prices? And in terms of what it did next, well, Bitcoin came close to that region. Again, at this point, I'm sure a lot of you would have been looking at the bullish divergences here and saying, actually, do you know what? You know, we may get a reaction here, and this reaction could take us higher. It could take us higher to more higher price action. And that's exactly where we are at the minute. So what are my plans going forward? What are my next trades? What region am I looking for? Well, as we mentioned, it's been a few weeks now. We're looking at this 4-hour demand zone, and this demand zone is an area. It's a very, very juicy area for which Bitcoin could get a potent reaction from. All right. In the case that Bitcoin takes out these lows and it wicks these lows, we're looking for that reaction upwards. Now, why is this a juicy region? It's a juicy region because we've had quite, a big, influx of volume, all right, into the market at this region over here. You can see these bull bars are quite strong, and you can see that this is an indication that we've had quite an involvement in terms of, big money in the world in the market. So what's happening here? Well, we have to watch closely in this region to see exactly what Bitcoin does. Is Bitcoin going to, wick this level as well as tap into that supply that could make for a nice move up? Or is it gonna break through this low and continually break through this demand? All right. So that's what we're looking out for, and we're looking to see what Bitcoin does next. So that's our next potential trade idea. In terms of how we're going to plan to enter this trade, well, as we can see, what is price doing at the moment? Well, at the moment, we can see that we've had that wick into demand, into that zone. And what's market structure doing? We've got a market structure that looks something like this. Okay, so we're on a local downtrend at the minute. And in order for us to enter this trade, what must we observe? What do we have to see? Well, we have to see a change in market structure. We need market structure to do something like this, print a high, and then a low for more continuation. So we're looking for something that looks like that. And we would obviously enter our trade right around this region. Okay. I must say we've had quite, severe bullish divergences here. You can see that, as price is marking down, we can see that our momentum oscillator is marking up. We've had our first divergence here that played out momentarily. We had another divergence here that played out, momentarily, not, as convincing as we may have liked. That was only for about 0.9% move, and the first one was a 2% move. Okay. And as far as Bitcoin, it looks to be seeping deeper and deeper into that zone. All right. So we want to watch it closely to see if we do get a reaction up and a retracement. And after that retracement, we want to see, if we can get involved at that retracement leg. So as soon as we see that retracement and then we see that breaking structure, we're looking to enter around that region. Okay. On a more macro scale, what's going on? Well, we've still got these levels, at the top. We've got a 4-hour supply zone here that's confluent POC. And I'm sure we've got another zone here that needs investigation in terms of looking for our shorts. And as far as our longs, well, as I said, this is a very key region we can't afford to lose. If we lose this region, I think we're going to see, further downward price action. And we've also got this 4-hour supply beneath. So those are the next levels we're looking out for. So remember, for each and every one of these levels, you're looking for something very straightforward. Change in market structure, as well as, potential divergences on the market cipher. Remember, the setup is just one part of the puzzle. The second is actually your entry, your confirmations, and managing your trade, your risk management. I mean, you can make all the right decisions when it comes to trading. You can have the right setups, know all the patterns. You can know exactly what price is going to do next. But if you don't have your risk management down to a T, you will let yourself down, and you could potentially, waste your time, lose a lot of money, and lose the interest in trading. So make sure you're practicing really good risk management. I always say don't risk more than 1% of your account, just to make sure that you're in the game for long enough to actually get better and make the profits that you need. All right. Well, that's it for today. If you found this video educational, useful, feel free to hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you next time.